We know that rumors have been circling around for the past 2 weeks around Michael Olise, that we in Chelsea have talked to his agents, we talked with Crystal Palace, we're definitely having him on the radar, and there have even been rumors that we will have him as a priority target for our forward line and help strengthen Enzo Maresca's attack. Now, Crystal Palace has put a £60 million price tag on him, and I think the value is worth to activate that money and pay it. But we will also face other competition from Premier League clubs, so we have to be as quick as possible and make sure we capture him back to Chelsea, because we know he was here in the academy when he was around 13-14 years old. So we definitely have to bring Michael Olise back home to Chelsea, because he is one of the most promising right wingers in world football, and these type of talented players doesn't really grow on trees that often. That's why I'm going to give you my explanation in this video why I feel like we have to go and get Michael Olise as soon as possible. And the first reason is, of course, he is a very talented winger with real qualities. If you're looking at FBref, you can see that he is in the 99th percentile for non-penalty goals. He's also in the 99th percentiles for shots attempted, in the 96th percentile in terms of making assist, and there is other stats we can look at here as well. Shot creation actions, 93 percentile. His pass completion is only in the 45 percentile, but he actually attempts a lot of progressive passes and risky passes, and so you have to take that into consideration too. And he's ranking pretty high in progressive carries, in successful take-ons he's ranking in the 87 percentile, and there's other stats you can look into further here. I mean, even his defensive actions is really good too in terms of tackles, especially interceptions and block, ranking in the 90 percentile, and this is compared to other attacking midfielders and wingers. And despite being out for a half season due to a hamstring injury, he still rocked up 16 points in 19 games and was one of Crystal Palace, if not Crystal Palace best player this season. And what makes also Olise so good is he's so technical gifted, he's so composed when receiving the ball, has excellent first touch and taking on players really quickly. And he is pretty tall for being a winger, and that might think he's a bit stocky, but it actually helps him holding off players that are attempting to tackle and intercept him. Combining that with his first touch, ball control, and that he excels in 1-versus-1 situation makes him a very unique and deadly winger. He also creates chances for others, he also attempts a lot of shots, so he can be very direct and confident in his abilities that he can create for others and himself. He can also make those simple medium short distances through ball to teammates. Michael Olise can also make dynamic runs, which will open up spaces both for himself and his teammates. And if you're looking at him when he's attempting different types of crosses, he attempts often those on the far post, and he can hit them pretty accurately to his teammates that then have a fantastic opportunity to score. He can make those lofted crosses, floated crosses, normal crosses, low driven as well. That also makes him a deadly player when it comes to taking set pieces as well as free kicks. And we also saw in the stats that he contributes defensively as well. He can contribute in the press and in deeper areas as well, helping out the fullback when he needs support in the defense. Now, the second reason I believe Michael Olise would be a fantastic signing for us is that he will suit Enzo Maresca's style of play and system like a glove. Combining his abilities and Enzo Maresca's preferred type of wingers in his system, Michael Olise will be an exceptional addition, since he is so dynamic and is so good in 1-versus-1 situation, creating nightmares for the fullbacks. And he can occupy two positions in Enzo Maresca's system. I think he can be utilized as an offensive 10, being in the home spaces like a Cole Palmer and Kunku would be, because we've seen in Crystal Palace that he likes to invert into the midfield and creating this box 4 shape. But he can also play as a wide winger, and Enzo Maresca want wide wingers in his system that will stretch the defense, that will stretch those fullbacks, and then when the winger receives the ball, he's going to attempt dribbles and getting past those players, because he would open up spaces for the winger himself and his teammates. So also needs his wingers to help in the press and defensively as well. And we saw that the stats were very good for being a winger. And when we looked at FB Ref, what will this then mean for Anoni Madueke? Well, my third reason is I think it would be a healthy competition, and we're going to need to rotate as well. Having a competition, having someone to compete with for the same position can be beneficial and helpful, because it means you have to lift up your game even further and have to play better. You have to show that consistency to deserve being a starter. And hopefully that will translate to that Madueke and Olise both improve quicker. And we will also have a lot of games next season by having the Conference League, and Olise has an injury record, so being able to rotate often with Madueke could help them stay more healthy and prevent them getting injured under the season. So there are my 3 reasons to why I really believe Michael Olise is someone that we can't miss out on, and how he could help our team overall and what type of position he could play. So let me of course know all your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you feel like Michael Olise is someone we simply can't miss out on? Of course, we have other wingers that are coming and will arrive later, like an Estevao, Kendry Paez. We also have Angela out on loan. We see what's gonna happen there. I think Estevao and Paez is for the future, so there will be room for them to get into the team as well. And I was a bit afraid of signing Olise to begin with, but after digging a bit more deeper around his profile and how he could suit Enzo Maresca's style of play, I'm convinced now that Michael Olise is someone we have to capture immediately.